Lights failed there in the narrow corridor where he stood to be first on the platform when the train pulled in. It didn't often happen that way. Tunnels weren't any sport on efficient American trains. But this time it did. In that moment of dark, something little bumped against his sleeve, not very hard, and someone's small husky voice murmured, "I beg your pardon." The dim orange came feebly to light then, and Kit saw her hurrying into the Pullman, his Pullman. But she hadn't had a berth in that car on the run-in from Chicago. She hadn't been in the diner or the bar or the lounge. If she had, he'd have seen her, even feeling as he did. Probably some movie starlet with a snotty keep-out compartment. Even feeling as he did, he leaned backwards from the window now to see her rear view disappearing through his Pullman. He wasn't interested. She had narrow hips under that black dress, and her sheer legs were matched beauties. There was only one thing wrong with that picture. He leaned his head against the cold glass. She was a dame, and it was a dame that got Louie. Louie didn't leap or fall out of any hotel window, not Louie. Someone pushed him. It had to be a dame. If it weren't, he wouldn't be dead. He wouldn't let any man get the jump on him. He was dead because he was a gentleman. He was a funny guy that way, a gentleman like in old-time books. That was why dames could take him and did take him. He wouldn't hit back. There was a dame in it, or Louie wouldn't have been pushed out of a 12-story window onto 5th Avenue and 55th Street. They were in with a little jerk. The porter passed him. Kit picked up the bag between his feet. He was right behind the navy coat and cap, first on the vestibule, first to step into the gray steam of the lower level. He held to his bag as if it had something besides dirty shirts and shaving tackle in it. He wasn't having any wait for the redcaps. The cold, steamy air slapped his face. He breathed it in and liked its clammy bite. Coldness gave you starch. He'd felt better about things ever since he waked in the February blizzard of Chicago. He hadn't been able to think on the damn ranch. Summer in January was cloyingly false. That had been the trouble in Spain, too damn hot. He shut his teeth on Spain. He had long legs and they took long strides. He was in a hurry now. He'd wasted 5 weeks as it was. That was how he happened to see the girl again. She went through the gate ahead of him. He wouldn't have known her, but he recognized the legs. They were as good as he'd thought. She had a sable coat now, the color of money, and a blob of sable on her head. He saw her legs and the sable and the cloudy black hair on her shoulders. He didn't see her face. She wasn't a big movie star. Nobody was taking pictures of her. She didn't have any red cap in tow either, and the bag she carried didn't look big enough to hold a nightgown. He wondered why she'd bumped him there in the dark. There'd been plenty of room for the porter to pass him later, and the porter would have made 3 of her. If it was a pickup, she changed her mind quickly enough. Or he was the wrong guy. A few years ago, he might have played follow the leader, but not today. He didn't see her after he passed through the gate, and he moved his legs faster now, as if even wondering about a girl had delayed him. He went through the main terminal like a football player through a weak line, without slowing speed and without being touched, up the ramp and out to 42nd Street. He stood there only for a breath, catching the lights of New York and the even sharper cold air against him, and he moved again. Ignoring the terminal cabs, he walked towards Madison to catch a familiar cruiser. He said 17th Precinct Headquarters. The cabbie clinked the meter and eyed him with some doubt. That was Jeffrey's tailor, Jeffrey's college, Jeffrey's clubs. He didn't resemble a policeman's son anymore. He didn't even resemble the son of a policeman who'd made the grade of Tammany Tycoon. He pushed open the doors at 163 East 51st, and he stood there, his feet spraddled, his chin hard. He asked, "Where's Tobin?" The cop at the desk eyed him as if he were kind of crazy. He was at the moment, but the cop shouldn't have known it. He asked back, "Who?" "Tobin, William Tobin, Inspector Tobin. Toby." The name kept coming out of his mouth like hailstones. "His office is down at Center Street," the cop began. "Oh, give me that."